Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aisha Mehmood and today I will be walking you through everything you need to know to get started with gouache. Whether you're a beginner or you have just picked up your first set of paints, this video is for you. We will talk about the tools you need, how to mix color, basic techniques, and by the end of this video you will have created your very first gouache painting. So let's dive right in. So what is gouache? Gouache is a unique paint that's kind of like a mix between watercolor and acrylic. It's opaque, which means you can layer light colors over dark ones, unlike the watercolor. But it also has that smooth and matte finish that make it stand out. Compared to the watercolor gouache, always you have to make bolder and more vibrant strokes. But unlike acrylics, it's much easier to reactivate with water even after it's dried. It's a great medium for beginners because it's forgiving and you can easily fix mistakes by layering over them. Here's what you will need to get started. Gouache paints. I will recommend starting with the basic set of 6 or 12 colors. You can mix any shade you want from these. When you're aware with the gouache and its consistency and what gouache is, you can have 64 or many more colors. Brushes. You will need a variety of brushes, round brushes for details, flat brushes for broader strokes, and a detail brush for finer work. Paper. Gouache works best on the thicker paper around 200 to 300 GSM. Watercolor paper is a great choice. Palette for mixing your colors. And water. 2 jars for cleaning your brushes, 1 jar for clean the brush and 1 with the clean water for painting. Towel or towel paper to dab your brush dry. With these you are ready to start with your gouache journey. Let's talk about mixing colors. With gouache, you can create an entire spectrum of colors by mixing just a few basic ones. Let me show you how. Here I am mixing blue and yellow to create a green. The consistency of your paint is important. Too much water and your gouache will act like watercolor, making it more transparent. Too little water and it can get a bit chalky, so find a balance by adding a bit of water at a time. Another thing to note, gouache dries darker than it colors when wet, so keep that in mind when mixing your shades. Now let's try some basic techniques. I will show you how to do flat wash and gradient and layering. A flat wash is when you evenly cover the large area with a single color. It's great for skies and backgrounds and simple shades. To create a gradient, start with one color and as you move across the paper and water to your brush, this will gradually lightening the color as you go. Finally, one of the gouache's best quality is that you can layer light color over dark. Watch how I can add white highlights on the top of this dark blue. Just make sure each layer is dry before adding the next and you will end up lifting the paint below. Now let's go over some common mistakes that beginners make with gouache. Overworking the paint. If you brush over the same spot too much, gouache can get muddy or lift. So once you put down the stroke, let it be. Using too much water. Remember, gouache is meant to be opaque. If you use too much water, it will look like watercolor. Not letting layers dry. Be patient and let your layers dry before adding more detail, otherwise you will just end up smudging everything. Now that you have got the basics, let's put them into practice. We will paint the landscape scene with gouache. I'm going to sketch a little but feel free to choose whatever you want.